They were not lovely little things with white wings. These were warriors. Okay? The seraphim. Now, the translation of the word seraphim means the flaming ones. Maybe that's the lighted orbs we're seeing.
Yeah, it could be.
Because it means the flaming ones. And the, angels appear in different forms in the Bible.
Yeah, they say they can take any form they want, pretty much, I guess.
That's right. That's right. And
there was one time where an angel inhabited a donkey and spoke to a prophet. The only way they could get the prophet to pay attention was a donkey was talking.
Yeah.
All right, Terry, thanks for the call, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
The telephone number is 623-444-5889 or toll free 888-223-4599. That's toll free anywhere in the United States or Canada. So if you've got a question or a comment for Jeff, those are the telephone numbers. Caller, you're live on the Kevin Smith Show. Your first name and from where are you calling?
Hey Kevin, Jeff, it's Mike from Kentucky.
Hi, Mike.
How y'all doing tonight?
Good.
Hey, Jeff, a while ago you said something about these. I'm not sure if I understood it right, where they were the orbs or it was something else. They would be down on the ground and you didn't see them, but then when they would rise up into the air, they would be seen. Are we suggesting that possibly when they're on the ground that they are grounded and invisible, but when they break free that they can become visible?
That's a good question. Yeah, you know how some lizards, they like geckos, they camouflage themselves to look, to blend in, and matter of fact, some of these pigs that we find up here on the mountains, they stand still and they don't move until you get right up on them, they think they're a bush. So, yeah, I do believe that
all right, we have to step away for break. We'll get the rest of that answer when we come back, and don't go away, folks.
The truth is out there, in the sky above the valley. The camera work is shaky, but Jeremy Fox says what he caught on camera this morning in Mesa is not of this world.
The fleet, it's like an armada of ships, and there's multiple ships.
There were the infamous Phoenix lights of '97, similar lights in '08, then this object last week, and this morning. So why Phoenix?
I believe the mountains around the Valley of the Sun harnesses this energy for these UFOs.
But Space Data Corporation of Chandler has another explanation. Every week they send up weather balloons. Jeff Woolwine caught similar objects on camera last month. He says there's no way they're balloons.
I don't think that this is some kind of man-made creation. We are being visited here in the valley. There is something here.
It's a great, big, wonderful, and mysterious universe, and an exciting world of endless variety and possibilities. Sponsoring the Kevin Smith Show just makes sense, at least to those who are in tune with the universe. Sponsor 1 hour or the entire show. Our worldwide audience wants to appreciate those who support their favorite talk show. For more information and rates, call me at 623-444-5889 or email me today. Join the excitement. Welcome back to the Kevin Smith Show, and we have, I hope, Mike still with us. You still with us?
Yes, I'm still here.
All right, and we have Jeff Woolwine. Jeff, you were answering a question, and we had to cut you off. So can these things turn invisible when they're on the ground?
Oh, yeah, I believe they can. And one of Jaime Maussan's Skywatcher out there in Mexico, now what he did something very ingenious. He attached 2 cameras onto one tripod. One was on infrared, and then one was on regular. And he pointed it up into the sky. Now, to the naked eye, there wasn't anything in the sky. But to the infrared camera, it was showing an object that was in the sky. So, yes, I do believe that they're able to, let's say, cloak themselves, camouflage themselves, look like anything they want just to blend in. You know, they could even possibly look like a cloud. But also, I mean, now, I wouldn't have believed it unless I've seen it for myself, and I videotaped it and stuff, you know. So, I mean, what we're dealing with here is something much, much greater, much higher than us. I mean, so what I'm about to say, it's not going to click with most people, but what I have seen is these actually absorb themselves into the ground, okay? They also come and go out of trees. Now, when we look at some of the petroglyphs on the rocks up here, some of these deers, all right, now the antlers, okay, the Indians consider the deers sacred because of the antlers represent a sacred tree, okay? So these spirits are able to come and go from these trees. I've seen them many times do this, and they just seem to absorb. They just come right up out of the tree there, and then I had one come up out of the tree, and he exploded into magical colors, like blue, green, red. I mean, it was just something else. It was like 4th of July during the daytime. I mean, sparklers, okay? And when they go into the ground, first they're solid, and then they become more like a spirit, like a ghost. You can see through them. They kind of materialize. And then you'll see them, and then all of a sudden, boop, they're gone. And then when they come back, when they leave, the same thing. You'll be looking over there, nothing will be there. You go looking again, and something will be there, and it's leaving the mountain. And first you might think that it's like a bag or a balloon or something, but it's just the aura, you know, the shape to it. The energy that it's producing off this thing, man, you can clearly tell that this is something not normal. And as it ascends into the sky, it does look like a ghost, it does look like a spirit, and then as it gets higher, it starts to take more shape and become more solid. Okay?
Mm-hmm. All right, Mike, does that answer your question?
Well, it appears then that, I've got one more comment and then one question, and that is that it appears these things are changing frequency and thus being able to mix with either the mountain or the tree or whatever. Sure. And wouldn't we say that in Moses seeing the burning bush on the top of the mount would have been basically the same thing?
You know, hey, that's great. That's awesome. You know, you might have nailed it on the head there. Yeah, that's my opinion too. I really think that this burning bush was possibly a light in this bush, you know, like the Phoenix lights. You know, it could have been, you know, a fire, what they you know, describe it as, but I believe that it was one of these, you know, creatures. Yes, because it clearly says that it helped them. A pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of cloud by night. Now, when that pillar of cloud stopped, they followed that thing, man, and when it stopped, they pitched camp. And sometimes that object wouldn't leave that sky for a year. And then when it started moving, that's when the Israelites knew it was time to move on. So clearly, something was in the sky that they were following. It's in the book of Numbers. It's all over the Bible there.
Yeah. Mike, thanks for the call. 623-444-5889 or toll free 888-223-4599. You know, I showed a few pictures on our TV channel about the Hohokam, their buildings and so forth. There's not a lot of that left, folks. There's not a lot of it left around here. For one thing, most of their structures were adobe. Now, adobe is basically, a simplified explanation is you build a structure with some timbers, some trees. You just build the framework, and then you overlay it with a bunch of scrub brush and grass, and then you overlay that with clay. Okay, so